6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister says, having achieved economic stability, the government is making serious efforts to bring economic development in the country. The Economic Coordination Committee has approved a grant of 6 billion rupees subsidy for the Utility Stores Corporation for the procurement of essential commodities. Pakistan has reaffirmed its support to the democratic process in Afghanistan. In occupied Kashmir, normal life remained crippled in the Kashmir Valley and the Muslim majority areas of the Jammu region due to the continued lockdown on the 141st consecutive day today. China and South Korea have agreed to inject new impetus into promoting peace talks in the Korean peninsula. Pakistan beat Sri Lanka by 263 runs in the second and final cricket test match in Karachi today, winning the two-match series 1-0. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says, having achieved economic stability, the government is committed to bring economic development in the country. This he stated while presiding over a meeting to review progress on public sector development program in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said, our vision is to put the country on sustainable economic development track, and for the purpose, long-term policies and planning is very critical. Imran Khan said public sector development program implementation will help generate job opportunities and accelerate economic development process in the country. He said the government encourages public-private partnership for development projects in the country, and for the purpose, we are committed to facilitate the private sector in every possible way. The meeting was apprised that in order to ensure early completion of the development projects, procedure of funds provision has been made smooth and easier. The Prime Minister also directed to ensure early completion of development projects, avoiding unnecessary delay. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says India can carry out any misadventure along the line of control to divert the world attention from the protests taking place in that country. In a statement, he said tension is currently at peak in India, and all this is happening due to the steps taken by the Modi government. The foreign minister said Indian government has buried the ideology of secular India and is imposing Hindutva philosophy. He said ceasefire violations along the line of control have increased and there is unusual movement of the military. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said India has suppressed the ongoing tyrannies in occupied Kashmir through communications blackout. He regretted that the world has kept mum over the entire situation due to its vested interests, and this silence is dangerous and can put peace of the entire region at stake. The foreign minister thanked countries including Malaysia and Turkey, which raised the voice for the Kashmiris. He said Independent Human Rights Commission of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation has also taken notice of the use of pellet guns in occupied Kashmir on Pakistan's demand. An investigation in this regard has also been started. The Economic Coordination Committee has approved a grant of 6 billion rupees subsidy for the Utility Stores Corporation of Pakistan for procurement of essential commodities including flour, sugar, ghee, oil, pulses, and rice. The ECC, which met in Islamabad today with the advisor to the Prime Minister on Finance, Dr. Abdul Hafiz Sheikh, in the chair, approved the subsidy. These essential items will be available for the general public on subsidized rates at the utility stores to facilitate the common people across Pakistan. The Economic Coordination Committee also approved reallocation of a fund of supplementary grant of over 4 billion rupees lapsed last year under the Sustainable Development Goals Achievement Program. The Special Advisor for Foreign Affairs to the Japanese Prime Minister Kentaro Tsunura called on the Chief of the Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa in Rawalpindi today. During the meeting, matters of mutual interest, including the overall regional security situation, came under discussion. The visiting dignitary appreciated and acknowledged Pakistan's positive role in the region. They reiterated the desire to further enhance bilateral relations, including efforts for peace and security in the region. Pakistan has welcomed the announcement of preliminary results of the Afghan presidential elections held in September this year. In a statement, the Foreign Office spokesperson said, "We note that the final results would be announced after completion of the adjudication process within the stipulated time." The spokesperson also reiterated Pakistan's support to Afghanistan's democratic process, saying, "We acknowledge that completion of the Afghan presidential elections is a crucial step for political stability of Afghanistan and the South Asian region." The National Accountability Bureau Rawalpindi has arrested PMLN leader Ehsan Iqbal in the Narawal Sports City Complex case. According to spokesperson of NAB, he will be produced before the Accountability Court for physical remand tomorrow. This is Radio Pakistan. In occupied Kashmir, normal life remains crippled in the Kashmir Valley and the Muslim majority areas of the Jammu region due to continued military siege and lockdown on the 141st consecutive day today. Restrictions imposed under Section 144 and continued suspension of prepaid mobile phones, text messaging, and internet services have made the life of Kashmiri people a living hell. A leading local traders group, Kashmir Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in its report revealed that over 100,000 jobs had been shed due to the ban on the internet. Losing online access has also affected the healthcare sector, cutting off the ability of patients and doctors to conduct consultations. Anti-India and pro-freedom protests were held in Pulwama, Kulgam, Shupanya, and Islamabad, Anantnag districts against the steps taken by India, particularly the 5th August action. Meanwhile, representatives of several social and political organizations held a meeting in Jammu to discuss the situation arising out of the Anti-Muslim Citizenship Amendment Act passed by the Indian Parliament recently. The participants strongly condemned the citizenship law and described it as a part of the larger conspiracy to target the Muslim community. In India, the authorities in Uttar Pradesh have detained over 5,000 people and sealed more than 60 shops in response to violent protests over a controversial new citizenship law. According to officials, 15 people have been killed during the protests across the state. Over a dozen districts in the state, including the capital city Lucknow, have witnessed protests and clashes over the issue in India. Prohibitory orders were imposed to stop locals from taking out protest rallies against the citizenship law, but failed. The authorities have suspended mobile internet in many districts of the state. Meanwhile, the countrywide death toll against the controversial new citizenship law in India stands at 22. South Korean President Moon Jae-in says it is more important than anything to keep up momentum for talks between the United States and North Korea. Talking to his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping in Beijing today, he said suspension of U.S.-North Korea talks and rising tensions was not beneficial for South Korea, China, or North Korea. Speaking on the occasion, Xi Jinping said China supports South Korea's efforts to improve ties with North Korea and inject new impetus into promoting peace talks. And now, cricket. Pakistan beat Sri Lanka by 263 runs in the second and final cricket test match in Karachi today, winning the two-match series 1-0. On the last day of the test match, chasing a victory target of 476 runs, Sri Lanka were bowled out for 212 runs. The final scores, Pakistan 191 and 555 for 3, declared Sri Lanka 271 and 212 runs. Abid Ali was declared player of the match and also man of the series. And finally, the weather. Cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold in the upper areas during the next 24 hours. Dense fog is likely to prevail in most plain areas of the Punjab and upper Sindh, while in few districts of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa during morning and night hours. Frost is also likely to be observed in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Pothohar region during the period. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link, facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.